class, and welcome to my video lecture on the food video assignment. In preparation for this assignment, please read the introduction, Food is Good and Food is Pain from Anthony Bourdain's book. Then take a look at the guided reading questions as well because you're going to need them for this project. Your job is to use the readings and your food map to create a video of yourself that answers at least 3 of our Anthony Bourdain guided reading questions and shares a food or a recipe that is connected to your responses. I'll be asking you to view one another's videos and to leave comments. This video will help us all get to know one another, as well as provide you with inspiration for further writing. You don't have to be Steven Spielberg, but please consider holding the camera steady and film horizontally if you're using a phone. I've created a video of my own for you to use as a guideline. Mine is very much longer than yours needs to be, but I went a little crazy doing this, so I hope you enjoy it. Hi everyone, and welcome to my canning video. Today we're going to be canning tomatoes, and we're going to be making regular tomatoes, we're going to be making salsa and spaghetti sauce, and I'm going to show you how to can using a pressure cooker, which is something that my mom did as a kid. Throughout this video you will probably hear my daughter watching TV, talking, and my cat meowing, so I'm here. Apologies in advance for that. So yep, alright, here we go. Alright, so this is my very humble kitchen. My husband is in grad school right now, and that is his office, so that's why there's no counter space. There's my cat and my daughter. Anyway, so the first thing you're going to do when you're canning is make sure you have all of your supplies. So first thing, you're going to want to wear an apron because it can get very messy. Thing you'll want to do is put on something in the background to entertain yourself with. This is a very long process, and it's nice to have some music or something in the background. I have to watch Octonauts because that's what somebody wants to watch. My mom growing up would put on marathons of Law and Order on TNT and watch it for like 12 hours straight.
Hey, give it!
What do you say?
Really?
Alright. So let's run over some more of the supplies. Here is my pressure cooker. I wear rubber gloves partially to just protect my nails because they tend to get discolored when you do tomatoes, but also to protect them from the heat. We've got some kale. We're going to put that in the spaghetti sauce. Here we have our funnel, and there are some clamps and things in there. We've got our jars, enough lids and rings for everything. I'm probably going to have to go to the store in the middle of this and get some more, but such is life. And then here are 5 pallets of tomatoes. I got those for $9 a piece at the farmer's market. They are locally grown. See this, look at this tomato. This is like a picture perfect one, but she calls it ugly, so it's all about perception, I guess. And there's Holly, of course, having to be involved. Here's some more things we might use. We've got cilantro for our salsa and some other vegetables. And a packet of random Taco Bell hot sauce I found in the fridge that will go in the salsa too, because why not? So we're getting pretty ready to start, and the next thing we're going to do is wash all of our supplies. Alright, we're going to want to get the canner warmed up so that we can get started heating the jars. So we are going to put 4 quarts of water into the canner, the pressure cooker. When I was growing up, my parents didn't have a lot of money. We did fine, but running air conditioning in a house that was built in 1899 is not always the best. So when my mom canned, she just didn't try to fight it. I think she turned the AC off a lot of the times, or we just kind of muddled through it and turned it on in the evening. But when I would come home and see the canner running, I'd be like, oh man, it's gonna be all hot inside, and that's just part of the process. So I have the air conditioning on, but I am accepting the fact that it is going to be very hot in here, which is why I put my hair in a bun today. So we're going to heat this water up. The next thing we need to do is wash all of our cans and lids, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and we'll check in with you in a minute. So I've got the jars in the canner. They are going to get warmed up. The reason why everything has to, well, everything has to be warm when you're canning. The jars have to be hot, like almost too hot to touch. The lids have to be hot and the rings have to be hot, and then the stuff that you are putting in also has to be hot. Everything has to be like relatively similar in temperature in order for the seal to work, because heat, I would assume because heat expands things, and they all need to be expanded. I don't know, I'm not a physics teacher, so we're gonna warm these jars up. Hi.
Mom?
Yes, baby.
Hello.
Hi.
Talk with me, Doc.
Talk with you? Okay, I will as soon as I'm done talking to the class. Okay? Plan, I'm gonna start with the plain tomatoes, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, I guess we'll just do these two for plain. I got some golden and some regular. I'm gonna put them in some hot water here. Okay, this isn't hot yet, but what we do is we gently boil them until the skins start to peel off, and then we will peel the skins off and just use the inside of the tomato for the canning purposes. So as you can see here, got a gentle boil going, and I think you can kind of see, do you see how that skin is kind of wrinkling and puckering up? Sorry, it's getting a little steamy here. So that's how we know that it's time to pull these off. Oh, that one you can definitely see. See how it's getting kind of ragged there? All right, so what we're gonna do is put on our gloves to protect our hands and get a slotted spoon out. Here in the sink I've got one bowl that I'm gonna put the good stuff in and squeeze it out, and then I'm gonna put the skins and the cores in this bowl to be thrown away. Here I have pulled off some of the tomatoes. You can see really well here how the skins are peeling off easily. I'm gonna let those cool a little bit. I probably should have mentioned that because I don't want to burn myself. But that allows me to add some more into the pot, and once I get my assembly line going, it'll be a little more efficient. Okay, I did a couple here to show you the two different parts. So that's obviously the skins and the peels, and then here is the tomato goop that we'll be canning. Try to keep them as whole as possible. As you can see, they kind of disintegrate. So I would say it's more on par with crushed tomatoes than it would be like canned whole tomatoes, but you can use them obviously to make anything that you need tomatoes for. So I am still skinning tomatoes, but I got 2 pallets done. Over there you can see the new cat toys. And I'm gonna start cutting up the stuff for the other things. So this is what I'm putting in my spaghetti sauce, plus an onion I'll probably throw in there. I've got an eggplant, I've got a greenish reddish bell pepper from our CSA, summer squash, and then this is a patty pan squash, which has a pretty similar flavor to a summer squash, except it's a little milder. Cute little guy there. So while I'm getting my jars heated up and getting my lids heated up, I've got this pot space in the burner now, so I'm going to start sauteing all the vegetables for the spaghetti sauce because that will take a while. We've got our sauteed vegetables here, just about ready to be turned into spaghetti sauce. I'm going to show you how to work the pressure cooker. So, first thing we're going to do, we've got our cans all inside. We've got it locked here, and we've got the topper thingy from the spout off. We're going to turn the heat to high, and as soon as we see steam coming out, we're going to set a timer for 10 minutes. When that 10 minutes is up, you put the topper back on, and then you monitor the pressure from there. So we've had our stream of steam for 10 minutes. This particular model also has a button that shows you when it's pressurized inside, but I always just do it the old-fashioned way anyway. So I'm going to cap that, and now tomatoes, we pressurize to 11 pounds, and we do that, process them for 10 minutes at that pressure. Here is the first round of tomatoes. Obviously, you can see there's a tomato water ratio issue here, but that's really fine. I mean, it typically kind of ends up like that where some of them have more liquid in them than others, and that's why I usually when I use them in something else, it doesn't really matter because it's like a soup or a sauce or something where you can kind of boil that down. So now we wait, because if the seals were correctly sealed, you see how they're kind of, those middle buttons are sort of up now. As these things cool off, the buttons will go down, and that means that a good seal has been created. So if it doesn't seal, then we can't keep it. We have to eat it now, and refrigerate it. So yeah, so now we wait. So one of the greatest sounds to my ears is the sound of these cans popping. Not gonna wait around and try to catch it, but who knows, we might get lucky. So okay, so I have another batch of tomatoes yet, and then I've got to do the pasta sauce, and then I have to do the salsa. It is 7 o'clock. I hope I'm done by 9. We have the spaghetti sauce now in the pressure cooker, and I'm sauteing the vegetables for the salsa. And here's all of the tomatoes that came out. Some of the seals have gone down, so you can see now how they're kind of depressed down there. Perfect. A little bit of water on the top there. So that's good because that means the seal's held. So now the big question is that many jars going to be enough for like that much salsa? Stay tuned to find out. Oh, by the way, we need to look up what is the pounds of pressure for spaghetti sauce. Is 10 pounds of pressure for 15 minutes. We've got steam. So we're going to set the timer for 10 minutes. All right, now we've got the salsa in there, and we are going to do 10 pounds of pressure for 10 minutes. Close, not quite to 10 pounds yet. And that is the last batch. It's 9:15. Good news is, so far, and I'm probably jinxing it right now by saying this, I've only burnt myself once during this enterprise. So, yes, I'll show you the results when we're all... Okay, it's the next morning, and this is all the cans that made it. We had 2 that didn't seal, but that's fine. We'll just go ahead and put those in the fridge. So, yeah, and this has been Canning with Amelia.